What's up guys, how's it going? Today I'd like to share with you some of the best bookish moments I had in 2017. I got to visit some really interesting places and I thought it would be nice to share with you some bookish memories. I visited the Tudor house in which Shakespeare was born and lived. Shakespeare's Birthplace is a restored 16th century half-timbered house situated in Stratford-upon-Avon. It is now a small museum open to the public, and this was the first time I was in a Tudor house and man, life was rough. I also got to see the Poets' Corner in Westminster Abbey. This was the first time I actually entered Abbey, and I'm so glad I finally did it. If you go to London, don't miss it. The Poets' Corner is a place of burial or memorial of many incredible authors such as Charles Dickens, Thomas Hardy, Jane Austen, Charlotte Anne and Emily Bronte, Robert Burns, Lord Byron, Lewis Carroll, Elizabeth Gaskell, C.S. Lewis, Oscar Wilde, Shakespeare and many of the greatest British writers. I got awesome books and I went into many different bookshops in London, big chains like Waterstones, indie stores such as Persephone Books, and fancy, incredible places with Folio Society books such as Harrods and Selfridges. There were incredible vintage books at Harrods, an amazing selection of Folio Society books at Selfridges, and they were both the most amazing department stores I have visited. While in London, I got a facsimile manuscript copy of Jane Eyre, a limited edition, probably the most unique book I got in 2017. I also managed to find a sealed copy of North and South, a Folio Society copy, and North and South, by the way, was one of the best reading experiences I had in 2017. And I went to a bookshop crawl with Mimi and Rhea. It was a sunny summer day and I had a great time with them. I also visited the Eagle and Child in Oxford, the pub that was associated with the Inklings writers group that included big names such as Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. New York is an amazing place for book lovers too. A gorgeous place to buy vintage copies is a bookshop called GoSee, an old family business with great bargains and an incredible selection of second-hand and vintage books for all tastes and budgets. I spent hours there and I cannot wait to go back. Another interesting experience was visiting a physical Amazon store in Columbus Circle. And now, let's talk about Strand. Strand was another bookshop I visited in New York for the first time, and it became my favorite bookshop because Strand is a place packed with books, new books, second-hand books, Folio Society, vintage books, Everyman's library, Library of America, standard hardcovers and paperbacks, new and old books all mixed together, and this experience of finding new copies and very old ones side by side was absolutely incredible and unique. One of the floors offers rare books, first editions, signed copies, and I saw there a first edition of The Wind in the Willows and many others. Unfortunately, my pocket is not deep enough for that, but it was an incredible experience. I'll be going to New York again soon and I will definitely set aside at least 5 hours to spend at Strand. I also went into the mountains in Brazil, a really isolated place where I spent incredible hours reading far away from everything. The place is called Serra do Cantagalo. I always take my Kindle when I travel. I usually read during the flights and I try to separate at least a few hours to read something in a different place. Central Park is one of my favorite places in the world. I had a great time there this time, as always, and I managed to find some nice spots for good reading sessions. And starting a new collection was another awesome thing that happened this year. I started an illustrated Jane Eyre collection and I got some really nice vintage copies and recent releases. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about these places I mentioned. See you guys in the next video. Bye!